Hi there, it's Joycelyn Wells with Joy Exposed. Today is Wednesday. Damn it. October 28th? Let's go with that. Wednesday, October 28th. I'm so slow. I do this every week. I'm Joycelyn Wells with Joy Exposed, and thank you guys for joining me tonight. I appreciate it as always. And let's get ready for 3 cheers of joy. So 3 cheers of joy, if you don't know, 3 moments of self-celebration that have nothing to do with anybody but you. My very first cheer of joy. It's just now 9 o'clock too. So my very first cheer of joy. Tonight, I was so hungry. Ravished, like hungry. My daughter bought pizza for my grandbaby and her friend. And I went to get a pizza. I put it back. And I grilled me a steak instead. Woo-hoo! So that's my cheer of joy. I beat temptation for pizza, and I took few extra minutes. Well, I like my steaks medium rare, so took a couple extra minutes and cooked me a steak, and it was delish, right? So that's my first cheer of joy, having a steak instead of a slice of pizza. My second cheer of joy is I'm really pleased that I invested in that I Smile tooth whitening system. I don't know if you can see our teeth. You may see pepper in it, but the teeth whitening system, I'm really pleased that I invested in that because my teeth look so freaking white. If you guys remember, I talked about it a couple weeks ago that they were yellowed really bad. And I was like, oh my God, my teeth look a fucking mess. Oh my God, my teeth look a mess. And so I got a teeth whitening system, and I'm just dying laughing because my Faceless Love just sent me a message and said, what do you have on? I have on my pajamas and a robe. Is it too much or too little? You want me to take something off, babe? I'm just kidding. So anyway, so I did my tooth whitening system, and I think my teeth look so amazing. I'm looking at them on the on the camera, and they look so good. So I'm happy that I got the tooth whitening system. That is my second cheer of joy. Cheers to my teeth whitening system. I'm drinking tonight, Poppy. It's a Chardonnay. And remember, I started drinking the white wine because I was doing a tooth whitening system. So I'm still drinking white wine. I stayed with the Poppy Chardonnay. It's an easy drink. It's kind. And you guys know I'm going to have my wine. It's just a part of who I am. So I'm going to have my wine. And yeah, so I'm digging it. So I'm sticking with that until I figure out something else I can drink with my teeth. Maybe some tequila next week, but whatever. So my first cheer of joy was I chose steak over pizza. My second cheer of joy is that I'm happy I invested in the teeth whitening system because I feel like my teeth are white. Like it is working, and I'm pleased with it. My third cheer of joy is I got up this morning and I was in a really sucky ass mood. But instead of me giving into the sucky ass mood, I embraced it. To recognize sucky ass mood, embracing it, and that's exactly what I did. So I'm very happy about that. It's my third cheer. I woke up kind of anxious and irritated, and I didn't sleep well last night. And I remembered that someone posted and said, we're at the end of Mercury's retrograde, we're coming up on a blue moon, and we got this, and all of these things happening within the universe. And I just embraced it and said, I'm here for it. So those are my 3 cheers of joy tonight. And so I have, I chose steak over pizza. My I Smile teeth whitening system is working well. I'm pleased. So if you guys are interested in doing a teeth whitening thing, I Smile works. It's I should have brought it. Maybe I'll show you next week. Anyway, it's a little device. You put the gel in a mouthpiece, gel in the top and bottom. Put the mouthpiece in, and then you put an LED light on it. I posted some pictures with it. And it wasn't very expensive, like $55 maybe. So I've been doing it for about 3 weeks, and I ordered some refills so I can continue to do it. And maybe I won't do it every day now. Maybe I'll do it every couple days, but just to maintain the white that I have, I'm pleased with that. So that was my second cheer of joy. And my third cheer of joy, I forgot that fast. What did I say my third cheer of joy? So I had my tooth whitening system was 2, steak over pizza. I forgot just that fast. I have so many amazing things to be grateful for. They just come and go so quickly, just like that. So whatever it was, I'll have to listen to it tomorrow and be like, oh yeah, that's what it was. But anyway, those are my 3 cheers of joy. They're brought to you tonight by Poppy Chardonnay. And let's keep it going. Oh, so let me say this at the end of 3 cheers of joy. Let me say this. I have started, and I think I'm going to take some pictures and I'll post them and share them next week maybe. But I've started doing yoga about a month ago again, but I've been consistently doing it. And I usually do it from a video on YouTube, and I'm pleased with Adrienne, Yoga by Adrienne, because she's helped me through some crazy ass meltdowns, right? So I love her videos and they're readily available for me. However, I felt like knowing that I had to do something and the amount of time required was stressful. I felt like I would be like, oh my God, it's going to be 30 minutes. Oh my God. I felt like I didn't want to do it. Not that it was bad, because you know that I love my yoga. But what I started doing about a month ago is that in the morning when I get up, about 5 or 5:30, I pull out my yoga mat and I just get on the yoga mat and I start doing what feels good to my body. So there's no direction. And if you saw me doing it, you would be like, what the fuck is she doing? But it doesn't matter. But I'm doing it. I got my meditation music playing and I'm doing it and I'm in a position and I'm just following my body. And sometimes it lasts for 45 minutes. It's lasted up to an hour, but stuck on somebody else's clock. I'm moving for what my body needs. And I think that's a higher level of functioning when it comes to the yoga. So I'm that. And man, my body feels so good. Like literally my body feels so good. And I've told you guys before, when you start doing yoga, you start moving really sexy. And it's like you're just your body's taking up so much space. And it's just really powerful because you realize how great you are, right? You don't feel confined to the space of your body mass. You just feel bigger than that. And that's what I'm experiencing with this, doing the yoga on my own. And I'm so happy that I don't even know how I started doing it this way. I just know that I knew that my body needed something, and I didn't need to be stressed out by somebody else's limits. So I started doing it on my own, and I'm stretching everything. Some days I do lower body, some days I do upper body. I always end up in a downward dog. I always end up in a cat cow. I always end up with my leg in some weird position, and it feels really good. And it's just maybe with me having the foundation of yoga, that it gave me an opportunity to kind of explore my body on my own. And that's a big deal when you think of it. I'm going to do what feels good to me. I'm going to do what feels right to me. So I'm excited about that. And I'm flexible. My body is doing things it hasn't done, and it feels good doing it. And I can tell every day I'm getting more and more flexible, more and more confident in myself and trusting. So make that a cheer of joy. So that's 4 cheers of joy tonight. So cheers on and it's keeping my mind straight. What helped me from flipping the fuck out this morning. I woke up in a weird space, but I was like, let me get my yoga mat. So I sat down and gave myself about 30 minutes, and it just flowed. It's whatever feels good to my body. My lower back carries so much stress. Where do you carry your stress in your body? We all carry it somewhere. Some people carry it in your shoulders. Mine is my lower back. I can feel my lower back like my lower back carries a lot of stress. And so amazingly, that's like the center thing that you do, your lower back, how far you can turn, your pivot, and how your legs move and your nerves function. So for me to have stress in the muscles in my lower back it hurts me a lot. So I've been focusing a lot on that, and my body guides me to those areas. Like I can feel certain parts of my legs or my arms, and it's like I'm just relying on understanding and the feelings and moving to it. So it's been good for me. So cheers to that. I'm going to keep it up. Also, I've been focusing on my eating habits because, I mean, we can all be gluttonous at times, and I don't want to lose weight hell, I'm 51. I'm 51. I'm the mother of 3 children. The thing that I want to do most is to not break some shit when I fall and my heart to keep pumping. That's what I want to do. So I'm trying to, and I want my stomach to be flat. Well, not necessarily flatter. I want that little fat pocket, the little foop up thing. I want that gone. And it doesn't matter. It's not crazy big, but I see it. And to me, it's like, damn. So anyway, so I don't have really crazy weight loss goals. My main thing is to just be healthy. I don't want to have a heart attack, and heart disease is the number 1 killer of Black women. I talked about this at work the other day. And so and when I saw my heart on the in an MRI and the sonogram a couple years ago, when I thought I was having a heart attack, and there was no like calcifications or spaces, anything. So my heart looked healthy and it was beating. So I want to keep that up, right? So that means I'm going to keep walking, trying to get my steps. I'm going to keep doing my yoga, keep myself, not let the stress fuck up my moment, right? So that's a big focus for me. And I'm trying to, I feel like I need to continue to live as long as I can to enjoy the fact that I'm alive, and I want to limit my kids from limiting me. I want to still keep them at bay because they want to take care of me already. I need for them to understand I'm okay. So, no crazy. Thank you, Katie, 51 and banging. Woohoo! So no crazy weight loss goals, but I do want to be agile and healthy and free spirited. I still want to go hiking. I still want to ride the scooters. I still want to go swimming in the ocean. Stuff I want to do. So I don't want to be thinking about it. So taking time to take care of my body is extremely important. We haven't even done our Facebook post of the week, and I'm just blah, 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 blah. That's what. Anyway, so let's look and see if I got some Facebook posts of the week. Oh, how about let's do it up. Remember I told y'all I was in a group of people doing the thing. I'm okay. Found a lane. I'm in my lane. I think we all found a lane, and we're in our lane, right? I think we've all found it, and it's changed from let me show you how great I am to everybody's great. So I'm very happy about that. Very happy. So I just want y'all to know I'm doing okay with that. Because I was worried. Y'all know my ass be on the solo. I mean, I'm Michael Jackson on their ass. I ain't a part of no group. I'm Michael Jackson. I'm Beyonce. I'm Prince. Right? So, but it's okay. I'm all right. I'm all right. All right. I'm all right. All right. Okay. So let me see. Did I get any Facebook posts of the week? Oh, I got my resume done. That's dope because she was the bomb. Okay, here's my Facebook post of the week. We're going to talk about it for a few minutes because I love it. Facebook post of the week brought to you by STM Specialties. And remember, they do the insulated tumblers. You can design it however you want. They did these wine glasses. She did the wine glasses for me, 50 Years of Joy. We know this is dated. Cousin motherfucker's 51 now. I'm 51. I need 51 years of joy. A 51 and banging. That's what I'm going to get. And Katie said that on YouTube. So 51 and banging. So here's a post. I love when men make posts that are just, it makes them vulnerable, right? So this post is, let me fix my shirt so y'all know I got some clothes on. All right. So Joey Weeks, he's my Facebook friend. He said, don't y'all get tired of falling in love? Now, I read that and I was like, where is he going? And he said, I mean, does face hurt from falling so much? Why not stand in love instead? I think it's better for your long-term health. At least you can hold yourself up instead of leaving it up to chance. You guys know I'm a fucking romantic. So when you think about falling in love is out of your control, which he stated. Standing in love says, I'm here for it. Bring it my way. I love, this is a really good guy, right? Joe made some really just poignant posts that I enjoy reading. He's also crazy. I mean, it's a range, you know. Brilliant people have a range. Either brilliant or deranged, right? The range of brilliance. I exist in it every day. So I love that he posted that, and I never thought of it that way, as standing in love and standing and being available for it and not leaving, to being aware, alert to everything that's happening around you. And so that was an excellent Facebook post. And the fact that he made the post, it's a man making the post, saying, I just really need to do something different. And I know that he's been married. He's mentioned it before. But I love that that's a man out there thinking, I need to do something different. I want something different. I like that. So that's my Facebook post of the week from Joey. And it's standing in love. Because for me, and you guys, I'm in love. Like, I'm in love and I'm motivated by it. But me being in love, think of it like this. Me being in love, I'm still waiting for some bullshit to happen. It doesn't matter how consistent. My saboteur says some bullshit happening. I wait daily for a motherfucker to contact me about faceless love, but I've been waiting for 3 years, 2 years now, and nobody's contacted me about it, right? But it's still really, it's our conditioning, and it's the past stuff that we've been in, and it's the this, and it's the this, and it's not what's happening, right? So we have to be aware of that. We have to know that we're still in control of who we are and how far we go and what we're in. And we're standing in love, not falling. We're standing. We're erect. We're open. We're ready for it. So I did like that Facebook post, Joey. Let's see if I have another one. It was very nice. This is another one to read. It's kind of funny because it's not the status quo for me being an older woman, but it's still kind of funny. This is by Anne Marie Duncan. Reasons to fuck with older women. Now, weeks ago we talked about the cougar holding the cougar parties, luring the little babies in with candies and treats. So now somebody has put together a list of reasons to fuck with older women. So the funny thing is, this just says that women, older or younger, are looking for something. So reasons to fuck with older women. They can actually cook. They don't want more. That's true. They don't play games. That's true. They love sex. That's true. always in the street. Absolutely. They always want to feed. That's true. Or at least get something to eat. They like to travel. Very true. They don't do drama. No games. They have their own money. Very true. And you learn a lot from their experiences. So this is a really nice list of reasons to fluck with older women, right? So that's Marie Duncan. And if you're a woman, you may not be. That is true. Younger women are open to kids, right? They want to have more kids and pregnant. Oh, pregnant. First takes care of that. Names that nobody names somebody loves sex. I think all love sex, but when you to an older woman, they feel like that they understand bodies and they're very efficient in getting what they want. So there's not a lot of playtime with an older woman. An older like, hey, change your position. This is what I'm trying to do. The younger girls will be like, well, okay. The older women are like, nah, position because this ain't no drama. I think games go. Maybe they're different. I don't know. The younger women are not traveling necessarily yet. They still got babies out. They're babies and got babies at home. But older women have kids. They're out of the house already. Maybe that's the win for the. But there's a whole group of older women now. Let's see. I have one more. I'll read. Last Facebook post brought to you by Specialties. People are allowed to delete you off Facebook, delete your number, stop hanging with you. They don't owe you an explanation. They don't like your energy anymore. You're toxic to them now, or you're their mental health. They're allowed to cut you off. Period. Right? And that's true. We want to when people cut you off, when people stop interacting, you want a response as to why. When people do that, you probably need to think, well, I might have that relationship, right? Like, he owes you a response. That's the sound I like. Mind point. Nobody owes you a response to why they don't fuck with you anymore. You have to respect people leaving life. I've had a life. And one of my very best girlfriends left me because she said didn't have a place for me in everything that I had going on. I didn't ask questions about it. The thing that resonated with me more so that she didn't have a place for it is that in the whole time friendship was the first time I actually had stuff going on. Because I had always been available to her stuff going on. And then I had stuff going on. She was no longer interested in being my friend. Amazingly, that was the first time that I needed someone. That was the first time that I needed my girlfriend to go to talk. That was the first time for me because I didn't need that before. I had to respect that she chose to exit and not asking any questions about it. Well, a couple years later, 2-3 years later, there was a situation that came up and she felt like she needed to tell me why. But I didn't need to know why. Like, I had already accepted her choice to walk away. I didn't need to know why. So I left it at that. And she wanted to talk about it. And I was like, I don't need to talk about it anymore. And you have to let people move the way they want to move. They don't owe you an explanation for leaving. You know if you're fucked up. You know if you're still battling your demons and issues, and so you don't need no one that needs to tell you, right? You know already, and that's okay. When people need to go, let them go, and that's all right. So let me see if I got some comments on it. let's see. I don't see any comments, so that's okay. I'm just gonna. Oh, I do. Let me look and see. I gotta turn my volume off because then keep talking. You hear me talking? Okay. Good morning. Oh, I said good morning to Varisa. Good morning, Varisa. She said it happened this morning. It's not morning. I know that. Oh, and Clarissa, yes, try yoga. It is the best. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And hey there, Clarissa. Good evening. So we have to just allow people the space to leave your life without demanding an explanation. If someone chose to leave, let them leave. But the first time I had so much going on, and the one person who I had been there for so much decided to exit the friendship, that was devastating. But it wasn't devastating that I needed to confront her about leaving. It was devastating in that she left. And I've had people to leave my life, right? So I just chalked it up to that's what it was. It is what it is. I hate to say that, but it is what it is. That's exactly what it was. And that was hard. And when she was trying to talk and explain it to me years later, I had made it through the valley, right? I'd made it through my low. I wasn't really interested in what she had coming out or on my high because they chose to exit. So whatever. So let's keep going. It is let me see what I was going to talk about tonight. So you guys know I've been taking care of myself. That's been very important. Oh, let me tell you what happened. My weeks go so high and so low. I don't even know how to hang on to all of it. So first things first. Last week was crazy busy. I think I decided Tuesday that I was officially taking every other week as all Joycelyn all day. So I started my business it started synonymous at the same time. So there's my publishing company and me. And it took me some time to realize Joycelyn Wells was not the publishing company. And then it took me some time to realize that the publishing company wasn't just, it was also business solutions. So now it's business solutions, there's Joycelyn Wells. So it's almost like I'm split into two major corporations, right? I've had to figure out how to separate it. The solutions can take a lot of time because you're dealing with people. And I've been gifted with the opportunity to work with older people, baby boomers in technology. So whether it's building websites or their books or helping, that's a gift that I have. And I'm not knocking that because for whatever reason, the universe has allowed me to access a population that it's not fluid in the technology. So, but they're very demanding because they want that customer service and attention that is from days gone. So I have to be available to them. So I decided that every other week, I'm going to call it Everything Joycelyn and all day because I need to give Joycelyn, I'm talking about myself in third person. I know it's crazy. I need to give her an opportunity to write. I need to give her an opportunity to create because it's a gift that has been bestowed on us. So I decided that last week and I started scheduling my appointments to go every other week for my shape solutions, for my solutions company. And then the odd week is for Joycelyn. So this is my first week of Joycelyn. And it is really a break that I needed from the shape solutions, from my shape solutions. And I've been able to knock things so quickly off my to-do list that had to do with my audibles. I mean, audiobooks, so the audibles, and writing and getting my book to be published for this year. So it's giving me the time to do the Joycelyn stuff. And then next week, I'll go back into the shape solutions. I've had to kind of cordon off parts of my month or me to make sure that I'm able to satisfy both. And at first I felt kind of bad about it because I like to respond when my clients want me. When they email me in the middle of the night, I want to respond. But that's not a good work-life balance, and it's not going to make me a very good person or lucrative either. So I'm very pleased that I was able to see that and to make that adjustment. So Friday night was the beginning of everything Joycelyn. So Friday was a photo shoot. And I did my photo shoot with my photographer, and he's photographed me before. This is the 4th time. And I didn't have necessarily a pleasant experience. Not that he's not a great photographer, but I think that my idea of how Joycelyn looks and should be presented is changing. Do you ever do that? Like you're okay, and then all of a sudden, I need to see something different. So I think I'm getting into my little diva space. I literally think I'm getting to this space like I need something greater than that. Like I see the picture, but I want this to be happening. And I think that I'm realizing my thoughts come to life. Like what I see is what I want. So I went to my photo shoot, and I even took an assistant with me. Mind you, my assistant was my daughter, but I mean, hell, I paid her. She went, I had her to come. She was supposed to do some behind the scenes videos and pictures and this kind of thing. Well, the photographer needed her to help him hold his shit. So I didn't get the what I needed. And I was a little pissed about that. And I was like, bitch, you tripping. So I think I'm entering this space, this expectation of this is what I want to happen. So Friday night, and it was all right. I mean, I ain't knocking it. Y'all know I don't complain about much. I just was unhappy that I didn't get the behind the scenes stuff that I wanted. So I'm going to have to make some time to do that. And I'm looking at the prints now, looking for the cover of my book, which is one of my intentions, and I don't see it yet. And so the happiness begins with I don't see it yet. So I'm going to have to do that too. Like, so I feel like what I should see, I'm not seeing. And I'm a Virgo. Y'all know that's already an issue that I'm a Virgo. I feel like the greatness that I'm looking for, I don't see it. But I have to think that that's a me issue and not a photographer or assistant issue. I'm going to have to figure that piece out because what the fuck? With like 3 hours. Whatever. Anyways, that was Friday. Saturday. Now remember, this is all things Joycelyn started Friday night. Saturday, my mom and I attended a book discussion of Terry McMillan. It's not downhill from here, which is a great event for me and my mom to attend together because my mom's a young mom. Like she's 18 years older than me. So we could almost be living in the same senior facility in a little while. Hell. So we practically sisters. So that was a great event for us to attend together. So that was Saturday night. And then Sunday, a book club out of California. I was their guest. And so I did that Zoom for them on Sunday. So I had a very work-related weekend, which I appreciated every single thing that I did. And then Monday rolled around and I had to remind myself for the next 5 days, it's all Joycelyn, all everything. And I've been trying to focus on that all week because I've got to protect the brand of Joycelyn. Wait a minute. Joycelyn Wells, just as I protect the brand of my Shape Solutions. So I know that I have many people out there who own their own business. So Stephanie owns her own business, STM Specialties. So I know she's constantly seeking a balance of business, personal, and other areas that she's trying to tap into. Katie's out there. She's just become an amazing Zumba instructor. So she's constantly got classes going on. She's other Varisa's out there. She works from home. She's got her own stuff that she's trying to do on the side with her cigar holders and picks. And got Clarissa out there. She started her radio show and podcast. So I deal with women all the time that's got multiple things happening. And I want to know, what do you guys do to keep a balance? How do you keep yourself from getting caught up in the fray of everybody's everything? That's a big deal for us. So I really shut it down. I'm going to give myself every other week to take care of Joycelyn. And then the off week, I work my ass off for my clients. But the other week, I need to work my ass off for JoycelynWells.com because she needs to do her own thing. So speaking of JoycelynWells.com, nice segue. My agent, who is boss ass, Maika Johnson, MJI, she keeps me busy. I told you guys she had me do a couple weeks ago on Friday. Oh, it's not even a couple weeks ago. A couple weeks ago. Friday will be 2 weeks. I had an audition. I haven't heard anything from the audition. I'm excited that I had the audition. Hang on a second. You've been balanced. Stephanie's been struggling too, and she's a Virgo too. That is a struggle that we are trying to, because we're going to please, we want to do things great for everybody else, but we put the back burner, put ourselves on the front burner. We got to take care of ourselves. It's a struggle. So thank you for sharing that. So my agent, Maika Johnson out of New York, MJI, and so I had an audition I haven't heard anything from it. Okay, I don't know, because I'm in an immediate gratification field, right? So do something, get a gratification. I don't know this new arena that I'm operating in. I don't know how it works, but I did the audition. That was cool. Friday, Maika sends, maybe it was Thursday, I can't remember. She sends me a text message and says, hey, my tickets for New York Fashion Week, you're on my guest list. What? New York? Oh my God. So yes, I get to go to New York for New York Fashion Week. I'm excited about it. I told my love, I was, I don't know what I got to do, but I need you in New York that we can do New York, right? Because we share the experience of New York together. We got our tickets and we're going to New York. That's a big deal. And then the next day, this might have been the next day, Maika sends me a message and said, can you talk? Whenever she says, can you talk? I know it's some good shit. Otherwise, she'll text me. But can you talk? She needs to talk. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I can talk at this time, I told her, and then we talked. She says, I don't want you to get too excited yet. Sit down. I was like, I'm fucking excited. What? So on to work out of New York. BET, VH1, they're going to do music, all kinds of stuff. Well, they're looking for a talk show host. Bitch. That's me. I was like, what you want me to do? So she and I talked went back and forth, and she gave me the lady's name to talk to me, and I called her and we talked, and I sent her some information. And so now I'm just waiting. Like I said, I don't know how this works. The problem is I don't want anybody to take the idea of what it is I do. How do you protect you when you're interacting with people about what you do? So that gave me a little pause, because how do you protect your intellectual property? So that was a struggle for me, but it's okay. I am who I am, and I do what I do, and I've been doing it my whole life. So no one can really come along and duplicate Joycelyn Wells on Joy Exposed, because I am who I am, right? So that was me starting on Friday. No, that was me starting the Friday before. Just all the different things that's happened for Joycelyn. So I had to allow myself the time to do Joycelyn. I had to allow myself the time and the energy, understanding that JoycelynWells.com is its own entity, independent of Shape Solutions. Shape Solutions Company is ass, and I need it. It gives opportunity to create multiple streams of income. It helps me to keep money coming in regularly to take care of JoycelynWells.com. So they're not independent of each other. They rely on each other. So I'm happy that I was able to kind of draw a line in the sand to know that I have to feed the creator of JoycelynWells.com. And I have to feed the creator of ShapeSolutions.com, because I give thanks to the universe that they're both out there, right? So I have to do that. So we'll see how that goes in New York with the talk show. That will be fun, right? Could y'all see me on talk show with my lipstick? I already added my lipstick tonight. Posing for pictures. Oh my God, the conversation would be crazy. All the stuff that we would talk about. And I had to write up a synopsis about what Joy Exposed is about. And that's really interesting when you think about explaining to somebody what the synopsis is, what you do, and that's really weird, because I'm a wordsmith. I love words. They feel good on my lips. They feel good on my tongue. If I can't speak it in a way to make somebody feel it, then I'm reluctant to give it, because that's me as a person. When I talk, I want the person I'm talking to feel my words, not just hear them. I need it to resonate in their being, that Joycelyn said, or this was. I need that, and that's important to me. So I had to write the synopsis about Joy Exposed, and the first time I submitted it, I sent it to Faces Love, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not feeling this." He's very protective. Can you imagine somebody loving me and protective? Because I'm crazy as a fuck. I'm all out of the box. But he's so protective of me and the massive space that I occupy. But he's protective, and I think that's his role as a man. But for me, I'm like, blah, 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 all over the place. And he's just here for it. So I sent him the more wine. I sent him the synopsis, and he was like, "Yeah, baby, I don't really like this," and and I was like, "No," he didn't say I don't like it. He would never say that. He was more like, "I don't know why you said that, or do you have to say that? And and one of the things that I'm having to realize as a woman is that I'm so used to moving on my own that when he sees a red flag, I have to respect that he sees a red flag. Because for me, it's like, the door is open, come in. And he's like, there's a flag on the play. And I have to respect the fact that he sees a red flag, because men see from a different place. And not that he's trying to stop me or control me none of that. He's just like, you're really opening the door to some crazos, babe. You should probably say something different. He doesn't use that either. But I figured out that's what he's saying. So I changed the verbiage. I rewrote it. And the funny thing is, he knows me, and I sent this to him. I sent it to him. He wasn't feeling it. I sent it to Maika, to MJI, and she said, this doesn't feel like joy. I need to feel joy in here. And I was like, well, hold the fuck up. Let me get her. Let me tap into joy. I wrote it and sent it. She was like, perfect. She loved it. Because I almost feel like, and not you guys on my podcast, because you deal with me. You know me. You know I talk my shit, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, outside of this, I don't know what people are expecting from me. So I try to write kind of clinical. But people who know me want to see Joycelyn Wells. They want that joy in what they're reading, because it gives them an understanding that this is a whole ass person and she means what she says. So I rewrote it. Maika loved it. Faceless Love loved it. And that was the synopsis for the show. So now that I have the synopsis for Joy Exposed adult talk show, which is, this already says, I think we would end up changing this to Joy Exposed Live, and the adult talk show would be pre-recorded. So we're going to maybe switch some verbiage around when they select me for their time slot in New York. Boo. We're going to be all that. I'm excited. Speak it into existence. Anyway. So we have to figure that out, and we'll wait. I mean, I don't know what happens. We're just here for it. And otherwise, we'll be here on Wednesdays at 9:00 until some different stuff happens. Or figure out how to do my own. Y'all know I'll figure some shit out in a minute. But, we'll just hang out. On the flip side, or not the flip side, on the other side of that, for the Joy from Joycelyn Wells, the author, I'm working with the producer who wants to do The Virtues of Joy as a movie. I have to write a synopsis of that. So I'm in the mind space of trying to, because if you've read The Virtues of Joy, you know that's some sexy shit. So I got to be in a crazy place to write a synopsis of that, because the energy in itself is bananas. Oh, excuse me. The energy in itself is bananas, but we've got to capture it, right? So I got to write that and submit that to the producer, and we're going to move that towards a movie short. What I want, and I've said from the beginning, before the book was even published, I want Netflix. I want a Netflix, Hulu movie short. Like, I want something like that. And I already got it in here. I can't even tell y'all. I just got it in here, and it will be freaking amazing. So I've got to write the synopsis for that. All that to say, when you decide that your existence of who you are is equally as important as what you're doing for others, you get in the mind space of knowing the significance of contributing time to yourself. Whether it's yoga, exercise, walking, whatever it is, we have to literally feed ourselves. We have to feed ourselves. We have to stay in a good place. We can't afford to surrender ourselves to outside entities, because we've got a duty to do for the universe. And I'm grateful that at whatever point I decided I've got to separate Joycelyn Wells from Shape Solutions, my solutions company. It's mine too, but I've got to separate the two is what's continued to set me free. Because we have an obligation to do both. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with multiple streams of income. There's nothing wrong with taking care of other people. But the way that you take care of other people, the constant 24-hour care, whether they email you or text you in the middle of the night and whatever their wanky request, you've got to be able to do the same thing plus more for yourself. And that's huge. We've got to be able to take care of ourselves at the same rate or greater than. So I hate to say that drawing a line in the sand to separate the two is what needs to happen. It needed to happen for me. You have to figure it out on your own, but it needed to happen for me to give me some understanding that my contribution to the universe is equal, choose my words, is of importance, equal or greater than my contribution to other people. I have the gift and the skill set to contribute to other people, but I got the universe because the universe gives to me. Other people take. The universe gives. So that's the giving, that's the reciprocal relationship. So it's not that other people don't pay me to do what they need. They do, they pay me. But the financial part, the money part, becomes insignificant when you think about the universe continuously feeding you with ideas and information and opportunities. That relationship supersedes any other relationship. And I needed to have this conversation out loud to understand the significance of that relationship. Because when I started talking to you tonight, I said I needed to separate JoycelynWells.com from my Shape Solutions, which I did. But I thought it was because I needed to do something for JoycelynWells.com. Not that. I need to be open to the universe pouring into me to be able to feed the creativity and the gifts of JoycelynWells.com. If I can open that up and continue to receive, then I can continue to feed the solutions part. But the solutions part will never give me what the universe will give me. Cheers to that. I love that. How do you open yourself up to the universe to feed you? What do we have to remove from that space for the universe to continue to feed you so that you can continue to move along your path and be of purpose to the universe? Man, listen, I went there and I wasn't even trying to go there. That's some good shit right there. That's good, because as open as we can be to the universe and the gifts and its gifts is just as productive as we can be to clients who need us, clients who have come to us. I love it. So that's where I am, and I've had to separate JoycelynWells.com from my Shape Solutions, and MyShape.Solutions, if you're looking. I had to separate the two because I've got to allow Joycelyn Wells to stay open to the gifts that belong to her. And I know it's weird talking in third person because I'm a human, I'm me, but the gifts that are provided from the universe into the writer, the podcast, the lover, the mother, the daughter, what the universe gives to me allows me to give to my clients. My clients will never give me what the universe gives me. We have to kind of put that in some perspective. We've got to allow ourselves to be fed. We've got to allow our cups to be filled. I just had a whole epiphany having this conversation with you guys. I told you This is my therapy. This is my therapy. This is my therapy. Joy Exposed is my therapy. It helps me to work out the kinks. I have spent my whole life working for other people. Since I was probably 13, I have worked for other people. For the first time in my life, I just sat here and thought through understanding that the work that I do for other people is minimal in comparison to the work that the universe does and for me. And because I allow me to be available, I can do work for other people. Fill my cup. That's what's up. This has been a great therapy session for me. I don't know about y'all. But for me, baby, I've been in therapy. So I put my, okay, so we done with that. It's almost time to go. I got on my lipstick tonight. I'm feeling beautiful tonight in my lipstick. And I'm feeling pretty darn beautiful in my lipstick tonight. Let me see what else I want to talk about real quick. I saved the article. I'm all over the place. So Black Enterprise has an article that they wrote about the young lady who recorded the George Floyd murder today. I mean, the article was today, not the murder today. Let me see if I have it on here. Okay. Teen who filmed death of George Floyd to receive a Courage Award. And this is a person that I think about often because of the trauma that she would have received in completing such an act. It says, the Minneapolis teenager who filmed the police killing of George Floyd is being honored with the prestigious Courage Award from PEN America, the literary and human rights organization. Her name is Darnella Frazier. She's 17. She'll receive the award on December 8th in a virtual gala celebration. Now, let me tell you why I think of her often. I'm 51. I've never seen a person murdered or killed. I've never seen that. And we're talking about a 17-year-old who, well, she's probably 16, maybe 16 at the time. I'm not sure, 16 to 17. But we're talking about an adolescent who witnessed a murder. Not a murder, the murder that changed the thought process of America. Her contribution is, I recorded this. That's what she's contributing to the history of America. That means she'll be in textbooks, articles, conversations for the rest of her life. Her contribution is as significant as Rosa Parks. She's made an amazing contribution to the pivot of what happens in this country. And I know because we all use our cell phones so haphazardly for whatever, we probably minimize. But this happened in the pandemic when every fucking body was paying attention. And she was there. That generation, record everything, video, and recorded the murder of the man who changed the thought process of how police interacted with people, how people interacted with people. And she should receive a Courage Award because I don't know at 51, I'd be courageous enough to record it. I don't know that my first thought process would be to record it. And I love the idea of this young woman staking her claim to the universe drive, how the universe drives in her, and what she was compelled to do. Now, my other concern is the mental health aspect of it. Watching a man murdered by the police who we are raised to expect to protect us. So there's a lot going on with this. But I know one thing. They got to keep this little girl safe. This is a little girl. She's 17. She's going to have to be taken care of and kept safe because somebody will try to come for her. Because all she did was to move when the universe said to move. And this is what we've talked about all night. How do we get rid of all the clutter and do what we're supposed to do when we're called to do it? She is courageous. She is a hero. We have watched her video over and over of George Floyd dying because he was murdered. We've watched all of it. And she is the one who is possible for us. So her name is Darnella Frazier. Find her. I'm sure she's on Facebook. There's probably a GoFundMe. There's probably something. But if you feel like I feel in the midst of a pandemic and the world standing still and watching the death of a Black man on a video that someone who was courageous enough recorded and not shy away from it, not scream. She was there for the event. She had been strategically placed there to make sure that we all. Cheers to Darnella, 17, not even old. Buy a lottery ticket, but she's old enough to change the world. So we're going to close with cheers to Darnella Frazier. Cheers. Joycelyn Wells with Joy Exposed. I'll see you guys next week. And remember, when joy is exposed, everything just feels better. Cheers.